Hello and welcome to another episode of Life Talks with me, Fawole, and thank you, the wizard, and Yemi Yohannes in the house. Come on, my sister. Yeah.
And thank you. What's happening?
What's happening?
Night's happening. We're here, man. We're
You
here.
were perfectly on time today, wasn't you? Perfectly on time. Yemi. How do I know you? Do you know how we met?
How did we meet?
Do you remember how we met?
Cast my mind back to not that long ago. When did we first meet?
I was told about you. I met you before I knew you, right? So I'm gonna tell you.
remember.
Do you remember that? You want
Yeah,
to tell them? Or do you want me to
no,
tell you?
you tell them.
So I was told about you, like, so I'm like, oh, this girl, she's banging, she's bad, yeah. She's that, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, when you hear her, she's off the chain, So like, I was booked for poetry, a private corporate event, for a poetry event, by a friend of mine. So he booked me and he booked you and he booked someone else.
Yes.
I don't know, I think Tyrell Lewis.
Tyrell, yeah.
Tyrell Lewis. So we got there. And then I had to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
So you was there, Terrell was there. Terrell was performing when I got there.
Yeah.
You were just sitting in the car, all just nice and calm.
Yeah.
So I see you sitting in the car and like, but I didn't know who you was.
No.
I just, because there was a room of other people. It was a tech startup, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Tech startup. So it's a private
Interesting.
office.
Yeah.
Very interesting. So we were performing for the office, office workers
yeah.
for Black History Month, right? That's what it was. So. I come in, then Yemi sitting in the car, Terrell's performing, all the other people in the car, I'm preparing myself mentally. So I perform, and you're sitting there, you've got lovely eyes, by the way.
Thank you.
Nice mince pies. Nice mince pies. Yeah, so you're sitting in the car, and I didn't know what role you played in the film. I didn't know what role anyone played. I was just there to perform my poetry, but I was told about you. But I had to leave.
Yeah, I remember. I saw you, but you didn't see me.
So I didn't see you, so I had to leave. So I never
me.
had the opportunity to see you perform.
No, yeah.
So and then afterwards, I think I asked our mutual friend, what's going on? He goes, nah, she's amazing. And I got a show, so I said, all right, cool.
Bring her.
You what, bring it. Yeah, come down to the show.
And then you invited me.
Yeah, of course. Come on, I invited you. Because I never got to see you,
Yeah.
I had to create the opportunity for me to see you because I heard so much about
yeah.
you. And I love
Good.
the art. That's why I
Good.
called you and you came down.
Yeah.
Then on top of that, and I will just leave it, then we'll go to your performance later on in this interview.
Yeah.
On top of that, you duped me right on my own stage.
Oh, I
You
love
bugged
that
me.
moment.
Yeah,
I remember that
duped
moment.
me on my own show.
That's exactly what I wanted. I wanted
Yeah.
you to think that I
Duped
fumbled
me.
the bag.
Come on.
It works every time.
Come on. Why did you start writing poetry?
Why did I start writing poetry?
Because that's our connection. We'll talk about family and
That
everything.
is our connection. I mean, I started writing poetry probably because I was kind of struggling. I started acting and I was chasing that dream for a long time. And I think maybe it was because that was the only like creative way of expressing yourself in school. I didn't have any other options. So drama naturally was the thing that I connected with. And then naturally that path goes on to being an actress. And I was doing that and it was great, but it takes a lot out of you. And I think I struggled to connect emotionally like with the idea of a character. And I found it a lot easier to do that as myself. I hated poetry. And then the way I found spoken word was I was learning a monologue for an audition I was doing. And I was reading through the book. And there was one of them, I was like, oh, I should read this out loud and see how it sounds. Because it felt like it was poetry, but it wasn't. But it was, you know what I mean? So I thought, let me read it out loud. And immediately it kind of clicked in my head. I was like, yeah, this is my bag. I was like, I want to make my own version of this. And that's how I started. And then over time I started out a lot more political and then it became a lot more personal over time. So that was it. That was how I started.
What was the poem that you read, or what was the monologue? Do you remember what it was
I
called?
can't remember what it was
No,
called.
don't think it's
I
like-
even
don't
still
remember.
have the book. It was just literally like the National Youth Theatre. I have a book of monologue auditions for actors who need to find that. But yeah, I can't remember. And even since I've had the book and I've looked through it trying to find that poem and it's just disappeared.
can't find it? That's crazy.
Yeah, so I actually don't know even if it existed. Like,
Or
but
you made it
yeah.
up and you made
Nah,
it
it
up
must have
already.
been there. It must have been there, but I literally can't find it anywhere anymore.
You don't remember none of the words, nothing from
Nah,
nothing
I remember it was quite like a protest one. It was quite, I don't know. I can't remember it, but it was, I need to find it. Every time I've gone back to look, I can't find it.
I'm intrigued now.
Yeah.
So you say you started off in acting. Like, what was how did you start off in acting? Like, you said you did drama in school, or you went to drama school?
No, so I remember actually, I was making so I started in school with drama and then I was obviously doing like plays and stuff here and there. And then
play though? I want you to get to meet. What is
like let's get into it.
What's your recollection of plays? Or what's your first record?
It was school productions.
What's your first remember? What do you remember?
Yeah, school productions. I remember in school we did Hairspray.
Okay.
Which was fun. And also for me, like I can sing, I just don't. Like I don't. And so don't make that face.
Did you just say
Yeah,
don't
I
make
can
that
sing.
face?
I can kind of sing
You said
like.
don't make that face.
I saw your face just
This is
then.
my face. How can I not make that face? You said don't make that face.
Ah, you know.
Yeah, but you can sing.
A little bit. But I used to do it a lot more and a lot better. But yeah, so that was a musical, and obviously I did that. It was fine.
Who
And
did you
then
play? Was it the lead character?
Little Inez, like do you know? Have you seen Hairspray?
I have long time ago.
She's the
Ricky
little kid, the little black
kid.
girl.
I'd have to watch it again.
Yeah, you're gonna have to watch
I
it
was
again.
the main character. I was the main character. Ricky Lake, innit, was the main character back in the
No,
day.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there was a lot of different things like that. But then I started looking outside of school, and I went and like signed up for loads of like different workshops, weekend stuff. At the National Theatre, they offered like a load of for people between the ages of 16 to 25. They would give you like £5, come do a workshop with us in Waterloo or wherever they were. And so I went to a lot of those, and that was good because it was like a lot of opportunities. That was a time where I could go and be in like a legit professional room working with a director and like experimenting and playing around, and it was completely different to what I was doing in school, and better in that sense.
Under your own steam.
Yeah, I just was like, I want to do it. I want to learn. I kind of want to get my foot in the door. I want to meet people, and I did meet a lot of like people and make a lot of connections doing that. I remember one of the people I met in one of the first few ones I did was actually the like lady who gave me my first ever spoken word performance opportunity, and I met her like years before. She's called Natalie Boyd.
Natalie Boyd, big up Natalie Boyd.
Big up Natalie.
Come on.
But yeah, so I met her like 3 years before in a workshop that I'd just gone to when I was younger, and then 3 years later, somehow she'd invited me to come and do my first ever performance, and that was when I first wrote my first piece, which was pretty intense. But yeah, so it was really cool for that reason, and I was also very much debating whether to go down the uni route or to go to drama school, because everything in my mind I was just like, yeah, I want to be an actor. Like poetry wasn't even a thing, and I hated poetry my whole life, so that was not even an option for me. Many reasons. I don't know. I really didn't connect with. I didn't connect with poetry growing up. I think my first introduction to poetry was in school, like many people, and it's very like it's outdated. It's dead old white men, and they're talking, you know, kind of in riddles and rhymes about I don't know, drafts and potatoes and World War II. Do you know what I mean? Like it was just like for me,
the daffodils.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, whatever. Like I got it, and it's like, okay, great for people who understand that and can connect with that. But for me, it was just more work. You know what I mean? And it's like, for me, I'm such a direct person that I like to understand things from the jump. And when I'm reading this and I don't understand, and then by the time you break it down, it's not even interesting anyway. So it's like, why did I waste all that time? Do you know what I mean? That was always my first thing. And from then I just switched off. Every time I heard poetry, meh, like nothing to do with it. Until it came to a point now where I'm realizing poetry can be so many other things, and I can change that.
Nice, I like that. So after the poem that you can't find anymore in the book,
yeah,
that's when you said no. I clicked.
Yeah, that was my first time. Yeah, really seeing some form of poetry that wasn't what I was used to in school.
So how did you evolve from the actor who became the poet, or the actor who's looking for a monologue? You saw the poem clicked in to becoming a poet. 'Cause you're quite outspoken. You're gonna do some poetry. So even if you're not gonna sing, you're gonna do some poetry. Yeah, you might have to sing as well, but you definitely do some poetry.
Okay, but how did that change happen? I think.
Yeah. What's your first? You know, like when you wrote down your piece and that piece clicked for you. It's like, yeah, boom. Yeah. Was it when was he saying Natalie Boyd, Emily? Wasn't it?
No. It wasn't even Natalie Boyd. Yeah.
Natalie Boyd.
So that was kind of like she was. Okay, I read the poem here. This was the first starting point. I read that first poem and realized, oh, poetry, actually, this sounds cool. And then from there, I decided I wanted to try write my own. And I remember specifically, like I was in my garden, I was just on the table, nice sunny day, and I thought, okay, I'm gonna purposely make sure I don't Google, because naturally my first reaction would have been Google how to write poetry, like how, or like read other things. How old am I?
Yeah.
Do you want to guess?
No.
It's not a trap. I'm 22.
22? Mm-hmm. Are you a baby?
Yes, I'm a baby.
Oh, bless you.
No one expects it from me. Everyone always thinks I'm old. I think I'm old soul.
Yeah. You got maturity way beyond your years.
Yeah.
You don't look old.
Yeah.
But you got maturity way beyond your years. Yeah. Like your attitude, the way you move.
I've heard it before.
The way you move, like the way you move proper.
I hope so. I mean, that's a good thing, I think.
That's a blessing.
It's a great thing.
It's a testimony to your family.
Yeah, for sure.
And also who you are as a person. Because you do have a serious tenacity about you.
Thank you.
You don't play, you're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Guys,
But yeah.
What soulness from? Is it like
Where do I get that? I don't know. I think maybe as a kid, like I'm growing up and I'm the oldest. And I feel like a lot of, growing up in an African household, obviously didn't want to...
Africa, yeah.
You know what I mean? Already like... Go on.
Oh, the Kenya.
Yeah. Come on.
You already know.
That's how it was. But we grew up in an African household, and obviously being the oldest, I had a lot of pressure to be the role model and to not disappoint, which I hated. Like, I remember telling my sisters and my mum, I used to say something to them, don't ever call me a role model. I don't want to be a role model. Don't ever call me that. Yeah. Because one, it's too much pressure, and two, like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm messing up left, right, center, and then you want to talk to me about role model. But two, it's also kind of, for my mum being an African mother, it was like a little, you're the role model, so you have to go to uni and you have to do all these things. And it's like, yeah, but what if I don't want to? Like, don't watch me, do your thing. So, there was a lot of that, but it was also, I think I kind of learned to deal with things by myself for a long time. And I think being the oldest sister, I'm so protective of my sisters, and I always kind of think of them before I think of myself. And so I think having that mentality and growing up in that way, it did kind of help me mature a lot quicker. Do you know what I mean? Like, I had to look after myself behind closed doors, and for everyone else, I'm fighting for them. So I think from growing up that way, I've just been very independent. And I've also I've grown to a point where I can learn like things, like little things I didn't know when I was younger, is like when you need to ask for help. You know what I mean? I'm not okay right now. I need to go and I need to find help. I wasn't going to find that in my family. Not that they weren't there for me. They were always there. Like, I used to have so many conversations with my mom and my sisters.
Really fast,
Sorry,
no,
let me slow down.
I'm just letting you know you're talking really fast. I don't want to lose anything. I don't want to home to lose anything.
No, that's okay. But yeah.
I love your smile. See, when you stop, you just lovely.
It's because I was focusing. But what was I saying? Oh, I was having, so me and my family, we are still open as people. Like, we are, like, my mum's always kind of been someone I could go to about certain things. And then the other things, it was like, I kind of had to learn to find ways to face things on my own and to go through those things and grow from them. Like,
like, you know what it is for me, Yemi,
yeah?
What it is for me, like, there's a lot of things going on right now, like, all over the place. Like, for me, with what you just said, it's such a beautiful thing, because there's other 22-year-olds, there's other 19-year-olds, 18-year-olds, 17-year-olds that can be going through things and may not have the tenacity you have or the foresight you have. Or not, okay, it's time for me to ask for help. Like, let me ask this person for that help and that person that for that help. Because if you ask the wrong person at the wrong time for the wrong help, sometimes you might not get the help you want, and because you might prevent you from asking help. Another time you might be like, no, I don't want to do it again. So it's like you're, for want of a better phrase, like a poster child for young ladies right now, because you're 22, you're a young lady, so you know what it's like to be a young 22-year-old. I'm a man, I don't know what it's like to be you. You know what I'm saying?
No, I hear you.
So what kind of things was because I wouldn't know what kind of things, like,
yeah.
The spot. Don't say you don't want to talk about.
No,
but what kind of things? I'm intrigued to understand what. We're gonna digress into this a lot.
Yeah.
Like, what kind of, like, what is life out there? Like, what are the pressures? The sexual pressures, the work pressures, the peer pressures. Like, I know you're not. Well, I hope you're not. But I think I'm like 90%. You're not someone who takes drugs or anything like that. But there's people out there that take things, and it's just like there's a lot of pressure on that.
There's
so much going on in your age bracket. Do you get what I'm saying? So
that's, I hear.
But let's talk about what you didn't ask your mum, what you did ask your mum.
Yes.
You found easy to ask your mum.
I like that. So, I mean, I don't know. Growing up, we grew up in a very Christian household. God first. And every conversation, it always comes back to God. It always comes back to God. And I think I was obviously being the first, but I was genuinely the first to, like, kind of branch out of that and question it and challenge it a little bit. I've always kind of had a little rebellious streak in me. Like, and I knew that it was just, I think when I have, like, the more pressure I have on me to be a certain way, the more that I just completely go the other way. Like, so I don't like to be told, which is always a good thing. Like, my resistance to authority is something I do want to work on, because there is times where you can, you need to be able to accept it and submit to it in some cases, but it's just not in my nature. I just can't do it.
It's your nature, though.
What's my nature?
That's your nature, though.
That is my nature, yeah.
Sounds cool.
It is cool. It's not always good. Sometimes it's a little bit too anti-authority, but I think I need to find a way to keep that in check. But when I was growing up, there was no keeping that in check. Like
No
I was,
thought.
yeah. I said, I'll do what I want, especially because of that pressure. Like my mum coming here and then having us and raising us and by herself, it was a lot of like, I guess she wanted to look good, like anyone. Like Ethiopians, such pride. They have such pride in their community, and sometimes that really is a bad thing because it's not like they're not being real about what they're going through. They just have to be presentable. You know what I mean? And I think that's kind of dangerous. But so yeah, growing up, I was very much.
Go on, let me let
Go
you
on.
finish. No, you go on, 'cause I'm gonna cut you.
No.
I'm putting it. Go on.
Okay, cool.
Going on.
So yeah, growing up, I think I was the first to challenge that. I was still going to church, but I was also like I went to a very white Catholic grammar school, and I was, you know, my mum sent me to that school, and she specifically wanted me to go to that school because it was Catholic, thinking that maybe it would like, you know, they would teach you a little bit about God and whatever. But everyone there is Catholic on paper. It doesn't mean nothing. to
Oh,
them.
they used to have stories about Catholic girls.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
the
say,
Catholic girls are the ones who got to watch.
Seriously?
Yeah, me, I'm not
Okay.
Catholic, but she kind of, that was the
Maybe
closest.
I'm not
I said,
Catholic.
don't involve me. I'm not involved. I'm not.
You missed that one, bro. You was in the edit.
Yeah, no. I'm not involved. But yeah, so even there, I think she kind of wanted me that, thinking that would bring me closer to or keep me in the realm of godly stuff or whatever. But for me, it was a meeting a lot of people who were going out all the time, who were getting drunk and who were happy to go and have sex and whatever, everything my mum didn't want. She didn't realise she just fed me to the lions. You know what I mean? Like that was really the lions then. She didn't want anything to do with that kind of stuff. And the specific place she chose, because it says Catholic on the front, that she thought that would save me, but it sent me completely the other way. And like I think growing up at home, we were a lot more sheltered, and then going to that kind of school and that kind of environment, seeing how all of my white friends were living, like, you know, of course, I think as a child, all you want to do is just assimilate. Like, you don't want to stand out. You don't want to be different. You don't want to like, you just want to be part of all these people and do what the people do and have fun with the people and be a part of something. And so I definitely, explored that for sure. Like we had parties, we used to sneak around and like go and drink and whatever. But, sorry, mum. But like we used to do a lot. But I think, what was the question again? How did we get here? I'm like, hold on.
We got to wait. You was there. You talk about the Catholic school, the religion, your grounding, your maturity. I was asking what it's like to be you at your age. I think.
Oh
What
yeah,
about
the
life
kind
and
of things.
everything.
Oh, what would I not talk to my
The
mum
question
about?
was you actually said that you knew there was some you could go to your mum with almost anything, but there's some things you chose not to go to your mum with.
Oh yeah.
Because it wasn't conducive, so you picked
Yeah.
and chose, and then that's a skill.
Yes.
That's a power to know who you can go to, even to have certain people you can go and talk to. But at your age, it's very good because a lot of people are out there, they're lost, and they're talking to the wrong. Sorry, excuse me, I spit the wrong place.
okay.
They're talking to the wrong people,
Yeah.
and them people can be manipulative and do the wrong. You know what I'm
And
saying?
yeah,
So that's
use
what
that.
he was asking. How
that-
did you get to that, or what did that look like?
So yeah, not talking to my mum. I mean, I think I just learned to do that over time because it was like I didn't want to let her down, especially being the first. Like everyone knows this about being the first child. You're the guinea pig. Like anything you do wrong for the first time is gonna be whoa, and then my sisters do it, and it's like oh, do you know what I mean? It's fine. It's nothing. So I knew it was always gonna kind of be a big deal. And with my mom, I remember she's gonna hate me for
But how
saying this.
close are you, your sisters and all that?
We're all really close. We've always been really
age.
close. Oh, in age. So I'm 22. My other sister, she's 19, and the other one is 18.
And your if you don't mind me asking, your dad?
My dad, how old is he?
No, where is he?
Oh, where is he? Good question. Good question.
Well, you
I
think
don't
your mum
know.
came over on her own?
Yeah, so then they came, so she came, they get married and have us. We move out of London.
Oh, so you was all born here?
Yeah, we were all born here.
Okay, I thought
We
you
were
said you
all
came
born
over. Okay.
No. So my mom came over. And then my mom and my dad divorced about when I was like maybe 8, I want to say. But even then, that's another part of me growing up really quickly because I remember like there was points where they would never be on talking terms. And I got my first phone. I remember I was so excited. I got my first phone, but it was really just a text like, yeah, dad said this, mom said this. Like, so, you know
Wow.
what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
so that was my first
a
memory of
mediator.
having a phone. Yeah, I was a mediator. But again, that was another thing of like growing up really fast. And kind of like, I of course wanted to protect my mom, and I also kind of wanted to defend her in the sense like with my dad, I'd probably get in a lot of fights with him because I'm like, yeah, why are you not paying mom, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Like I was very much that child where I was just put my neck on the line for my family. Like I would do that because when I can see where things are going wrong, I'm going to try and I don't know, make it better, I guess.
How do you feel about that?
How do I feel about what part? Like,
Like that being, I won't say forced, but kind of like having to mature earlier, like being aware of some of the stuff that your mum and dad were going through.
Yeah.
So that because you're only 8, 9, 10, whatever. Even if you were 16, it's still not. Even though it is your business, it's not really your business. It's the adult's business. And some people can protect their kids from that, but some people they involve them. And I'm not throwing any conversations with your family or anything.
No.
But how do you feel about that? Because you almost forced to. Because kids out there right now are forced to go up quicker when the dads are gone or the mums are gone away. You know what I mean? It's happening.
Well, I mean, growing up, I hated it. I didn't like that because I mean, I think I also, on top of the fact that I was also trying to kind of defend my mum and like, you know, I could see where he was going wrong. I was also very conscious of my sisters, and there was periods of times where I didn't feel like I wanted to go out with him that day, but I'm going for my sisters. Do you know what I mean? At any point, I don't want to be responsible for the fact that they don't have someone. Like if he's there for them, it's a lot of weight to carry, but I got used to it. And now, you know, I mean, it's kind of like, I'm grateful because it made me who I am today. I'm grateful that I am an old soul because I really don't feel like I fit in with a lot of people my age. Like you find some real ones here and there.
I don't think you're not. But you're physically you might be 22, but I don't think no way you mentally. 22.
I don't think I am either. But I think in a way that's a good thing, and I think that has put me on a good path. And I had to go through those things as a child. But
are you looking at yourself?
No, I don't know. Am I getting distracted? Should I be looking at the camera?
No. I was just wondering. I just saw there's actually a mirror there.
No, just the window, not myself.
Yeah, no, sorry.
How do you feel about that role model stance?
That role model stance. How do I feel about it? How do I feel about especially now with what I'm doing and poetry and all of that kind of stuff, performing, like I hear it a lot more about role model. And I think if someone wants to call me their role model, it's actually up to you. Because I don't want no pressure to like do the right thing, because everything I'm doing has come from failing and making the wrong move and then learning from that and then healing from that. And you know what I mean? So I think if you're gonna call me a role model, it's at your own risk, innit? It's up to you. I'm human at the end of the day.
I think you should own it because you actually know what you've been through to be the person that you are.
Yeah.
And from what I've seen and from what he sees, you set a great bar, an example for.
That's it. I have to concur with what the wizards say. I concur with him because, like you're saying, the poet, what's her name? Natalie Boyd. You said she saw you 3 years here. She called you later. She called you 3 years later for something, right?
Yeah.
She must have seen something in you. For her to call you, she saw something in you for her to call you. Do you understand?
Yeah, man.
What you've done for your little sisters and your mother, even your dad be able to count you for that. You might not see it, but they see something in you. I see something in you.
Yeah.
And then your honesty say, don't. Like I'm not calling role model. It's at your own risk.
It is at your risk.
Even that is endearing as well. It's like someone who there's a lot of people out there saying, yeah, follow me, listen to me. Or listen to this, I know the best. Listen, what do you mean? No. The men and women should do this. Them people are not the real people you should be following.
Yeah.
Guys, listen. People who don't want to be followed,
It's true.
people should follow them more.
Yeah.
I believe anyway.
I think it comes from, I think I've been realizing and learning and understanding that the more I grow, like obviously when I'm a kid and I was doing all of these stupid things, I really thought I knew everything. You know, I thought I knew better than my own mother. And I didn't. But now I'm learning, like the more that I'm getting older, I really thought I would just, you know, accumulate all this knowledge and start figuring things out. But I really think now I'm at a point where I'm realizing I don't know anything. And I will never claim I know something like full. Like I can't.
Are you stupid?
No.
No, are you dumb?
Wait, what?
No, do you want to know why I'm asking you? You dumb?
Why?
Do you not understand? If you don't understand, it goes like this. If you think you know everything, you know nothing.
No, but that's it.
Yeah, you understand? That's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
what you're saying is powerful.
Yeah.
That's why I answer you stupidly dumb. Your ethos allows you to be open to learn.
Yeah, that's
You'll
it.
learn
I'm
more
very
like that.
stupid.
And that's it. So you do know stuff, but you're not, but it's
I
not
know
something to be
stuff.
proclaimed.
Exactly.
No, well done.
But not to that
That's not
extent.
answer you dumb. Exactly
You know
what you're
what I
saying.
mean? Yeah.
That's giving yourself more power. That means
It has to be. I'm not
get
gonna
it.
claim that
You
because
get
when
it.
I'm
And
wrong
this
later.
some people don't get it.
Nah, I
get it.
have to. Like, I think it is, even when, like, on a bigger scale, I think a lot of people, like, try and put life into this pretty little presentable, like tangible box. Like, oh yeah, like this is life. And it's we don't know fuck all. We don't know anything. We don't understand even the simple reason we're here. Like, you know, everyone has their faith and their own beliefs and whatever. And I think that's where a lot of divide happens. But I really genuinely think, from respectfully, you can believe whatever you believe, whatever it is that's gonna get you through, do that. But there's no such thing as like, I know everything, I'm right, da 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 da. Like, fuck all of that. We don't know anything.
Fuck all of that.
Yeah, man. Like, I don't like that energy.
Come on. Come on. Tell me something about your childhood. And what was you like as you told me about you as a child.
What was I like as a kid?
What was you like as a child? How was it? Did you say you move around a lot? Or you just moved
Nah,
once?
we moved once. So we moved out of London.
Where did you go to?
About Slough.
Okay.
I like that side.
Far, really.
Yeah,
the
it's not
outskirts.
exactly. It's exactly on the outskirts.
on
So
the outskirts,
I'm still close, which is good because I can still work around stuff. But as a kid, what was I like? I mean, I've always kind of had that about me where I'm just funny. Like, I'm class clown. I love making people laugh. And I'm quite witty in that sense. Sometimes it just comes out and I don't even know until I've heard it. And I was like, oh yeah, that was funny. So I've always kind of had that energy. I'm very much like, I'm protective. I'm an older sister, but at the same time, I think even as a kid, like I've always kind of had it in the back of my mind that like for my sisters, I'm next. Do you know what I mean? Like if I don't got mumsy, I have to be that person. And I've always, from the age of 8, have been reckoning with that and like preparing myself, trying. You can't really prepare yourself for these kind of things, and I know that, but in my own way, I'm trying because I think I've always had that about me where I'm very protective of my sisters. I'm slowly learning that I can't save them. And that I can't save them. They have to go through it. You know what I mean? And even me, like,
be there for them, though.
I'm always there for them, but I think I can't save them. And I think a lot of times when I was growing up, things I'd gone through, maybe like I thought, it's fine, like I'll take it. Do you know what I mean? Because if I've gone through this, now I know how to like maybe help them or advise them in the right way. Maybe they don't have to experience that. And now I'm understanding that's bullshit. Like life is gonna do what they want. And even now sometimes like me and my sister go out and you know, if someone try move into my sister, immediately I'm like, excuse me, no, don't do that. Like one time I'm out with my little sister, I'm humiliated someone in public. How could you move to my sister? No. And then recently I clocked it. Let it happen. I had to go through it. I had to learn my ways to wriggle out of those situations. And
sometimes
like,
it's okay.
Sometimes it's okay.
Sometimes it's okay.
If it's like a dangerous situation, I'm obviously
sometimes it's okay.
But they need to learn for themselves how to be uncomfortable and how to look for the nearest exit and you know what I mean. All these things. Like I didn't have someone come in there and just protect me. Like no, I had to work it out for myself, and I'm stronger for that.
What
so I
was that
think
like?
yeah. What was it? What like?
That working it out because my understanding.
Yeah.
It's another thing that goes on that's like the females are treated different to males. I'm a male, so I don't know. And some of the things you may go through, like at the hands of men, like just trying to accost you, talk to you, be rude, all sorts of things. Like some guys don't know how to take no for an answer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, that's
you said you had to do, but there's no one to step in front of you. So how was that for you circumnavigating? Because you're tenacious and everything.
Yeah.
There's going to be some dickhead.
Oh yeah.
Who's going to keep pushing.
Nah.
To switch or how
it was
how did it work for you?
interesting.
How do you
I think
understand your pattern?
another problem maybe was that I seem older than I am. And so I think I probably did get sometimes some attention from older people, and I did not like that at all. But again, like I said, I didn't have anyone there to kind of whatever. So sometimes you get, you know, people who do know how to take no for an answer, and then you get the weird ones who don't. I remember in school, a lot of us will be walking to Sainsbury's to get our lunch in uniform, and people will be catcalling you. People will be stopping you. Come jump in a car. No, sir. Like me, I'm in my school uniform. So people don't have that sense, and I've learned to not expect anyone
They're
to.
scumbags, they are.
Yeah, they are for real. But yeah, not everyone has that level of sense. So I think sometimes it was really a case of like just assessing how, if I felt in danger, there was, you know, I mean, sometimes there is a couple points like that, or sometimes people you don't trust. And I think over time now I learn, it's hard because I'm a very open person. And my mom's always said this about me, Yemi, you're so easily led. And I have been, not so much now, but I have been when I was younger. And I think having that openness and just wanting to like be friendly with people and whatever, sometimes I've kind of learned ways to navigate that and to maybe rein that in a little bit. Like you can still be authentic and still be genuine with people, but maybe not to a point where like it can go left at any moment. Do you know what I mean?
You never know. Like they say, you see a man's face, but you never see his
Yeah,
heart.
yeah.
So you never know what they're thinking. I thought he's picking your nose. Just
No, I was fixing mine. Because otherwise it's going to bug me in a video when I'm watching it. Like, it looks like a bogey. Anyway. But yeah. So I had to. Sometimes it was uncomfortable. And sometimes it was just kind of like that realization of like, okay, what is the right thing to do here? I think learning to like, at the time because I was so independent, I didn't really rely on my family for anything. So if anything happened, I wasn't going to go to my mom. I was, most of the time, if I had my friends around me, I was all right. And then I'll deal with that by myself later. Do you know what I mean? So I think in the times it's just a moment, like maybe you need to get out, innit?
Worst thing that's happened to you, if you don't mind saying, like
The worst thing
in that kind of realm.
I mean, I don't know. I've had a lot of weird experiences with guys for sure. I think it was again that thing of me just being too trusting. Elaborate in what way? There's no, I don't know. I don't know. I think there's always been like there.
If you don't want to, we can move on to something else. No problem.
We can. But there was one time, like, it's a funny story now I think back to it. At the time, it was like, what the fuck is happening? But I remember I was on holiday with my friend, and obviously we'd gone to the club, and I remember we weren't even 17 at that point. We were still very young. But anyway, and then these guys are interested, and then these guys it was really hard to get out of that situation when they wanted us to come back to their hotel, and I was like, no, like, this is not for me. And they were just so like keen, and it was just like, oh my God. So I remember at that point, me and my friend kind of liked the other one, so I was like, oh, I don't know what I'm gonna do here. And then I clocked it, and then we walked with them, and she carried on, and I just gave her this look. And she immediately knew, and we went all the way back to their hotel, got to the lobby.
Their hotel?
Yeah, got to the lobby. They started walking in front of us to the lift. We turned around, we legged it, and we just ran straight back down the hill.
There
And
you
like,
go,
literally
that's
by the
what
time
we're
they
saying.
got there, they just turned around and we were gone.
Yeah,
and it was like
good.
things like that is funny now. At the time, it was like, oh shit, like how are we gonna get out of
you
this?
did what you had
Because
to
they're
do.
gonna take no for an answer. Yeah. But I mean, yeah, now I can laugh about it. At the time,
Yeah.
boy,
Yeah, no, I can imagine.
it's weird, man.
So the first poem that you wrote yourself and
Yes.
performed.
Yes. What is it?
Yeah.
It was called Standards Unreachable and Standards Undefeatable.
Standards unreachable. and
Standards
standards
not even an
undefeatable.
and. I don't know why I said and. It's comma really.
Standards.
Unreachable, standards undefeatable.
Okay.
Undefeatable. And
know
that
it?
was... Huh?
Do you know it?
No.
You don't remember?
Oh my God, no. It was long, and it was a long time ago. But
Okay. How long was it?
sure I
You
got
like
some.
long poems?
yeah, I'm working on a lot more now. That's a lot shorter, so people can listen to it like it's songs, innit? That's what I want. So yeah, not too long.
You see, I don't like long poems.
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah,
That's the
I hear it.
Personally, I don't
Yeah.
like long poems.
Yeah.
But as an artist and someone who procures a show for artists as well, I do like some long poems. The only reason, and then the main reason I don't like long poems is because I don't like to forget things that have been said. I want
Yeah.
to remember everything. And if it's
Yeah.
too long, I forget how you started off.
Yeah.
And there's some beautiful, poignant moments in poetry. Like it's from the soul, as far as I'm concerned. And that's some long poems I can't take. But there's some people who can keep you captivated throughout a whole poem. Doesn't matter how long it is.
Yeah.
You did it for me. Benjamin did it for me. You
Yeah,
remember
Benjamin was a great storyteller.
Benjamin, yeah. So he's a poet / storyteller. No, because that's the thing. It becomes a poem and a story kind of thing,
Yeah.
rather than just a long ass monologue. You talk about, and I didn't want to talk to the boy because the boy didn't want to talk to me, and it was gone. It was cold. No, it is more. It's embellished and it's more beautiful. Yeah, we talk about you though. Sorry, we talk about why I don't like.
No, it's fine. Oh, but yeah, I hear that about long poems. But also for me, I think in the way that I think about some of the long poems that I've done, I do think they're very long. And like it makes it long to do them because they're long, like long to remember them, it's long to perform them, it takes a lot out of you. But as much as it's like nice you remember little parts of it, I think as long as people can, for me, when it comes to poetry and writing, I just need the point to be there. The message of what I'm trying to say has to be the most like important thing in my work. And then it's kind of like the rest is really just decoration for me. Like I need it to just be a story. How do I want to tell this story? What is the point of this? What is the message of this? And then let me land. Do you know what I mean? It was always that. So, yeah.
So you said that when you first started you was more geared towards the political.
Yeah.
Where would you say you're at now?
Not there. When I first started, so for example, Standards Unreachable, that was a poem all about like social media and beauty standards and the idea that we couldn't keep up. And that came from a lot of frustration of the fact that going through my school years, like seeing the way that social media really influenced like beauty standards. But then it was just what pissed me off about it. It was like, okay, cool. If you're going to set something as a beauty standard, just fucking keep it there. Why is it always changing? Do you know what I mean? Because 1 minute is you need a thigh gap. And then the next minute,
Was normally
a
what?
thigh gap. Do you know what thigh gap? Just like
Is
your
that a
legs.
gap between the legs?
Yeah.
Okay.
So 1 minute that's a sexy thing, and then the next minute being thick is sexy, and then the next minute it's like small boobs. The next minute is everyone get big boobs, and then I'll take the implants out and then get. Do you know what I mean? It was just like whoa.
That's yeah.
It was like just pick something and stick to it, because how many little girls are you know what I mean, looking towards these things as this is what's sexy at the time. You do all of these things to alter your body and to try and fit this standard, and then next minute it's changed. That's not sexy anymore. Now you look too skinny with that thigh gap. Get rid of it. Like, fuck that. Do you know what I mean? It was so irritating to me.
Thigh gap.
Yeah, it's so
This is new to
stupid.
me.
It is stupid, but that's like, you know, at the forefront of a lot of young girls in school. That influenced a lot of like the way that everyone like dressed, lived. Like so many of us had eating disorders and things like that. And it's like, it's so mentally crippling to think that way. And obviously not everyone, like it takes time to get to a point where you can accept yourself as you are and make your own standards for yourself. But that, for me, like, it frustrated me to the point where I was like, I need to write about it. And I just let it out in that poem, and that was that.
Yeah.
And then I put it out there and I was done. But it was like, it's for me, it's proven a point. It was just like, yeah. So then that's where I started. And then it went on to, I had a poem called Ode to Babylon, which was around 2020 times. And
You got a pen? No, all right, I've got a pen in my bag. Look, guys, I'm listening to Ode to Babylon.
yeah, Ode to Babylon. And then that was, so that was probably around lockdown times with George Floyd and the BLM movement and blah, 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 blah. So that was a very intense political poem about the fact that, about racism, about the fact that, I don't know, there was lots of different facts in it. Just like, I don't know, black people are more statistically like higher, most likely to get stopped, or, you know, lots of different things that just kind of highlight our... Yeah, I was very passionate about that, and so I did a poem on that, and that was cool. And I was also, I remember I was in uni at that time, so I was also trying to like get together a team of creatives and try and make some visuals for it, which didn't happen in the end. But either way, that was great. And then so those kind of things where I was taking a political stance, I did another one with the National Youth Theatre for COP26.
Cock 26.
Cop with a P, like cops.
Cop, like cock,
Like cops. Yeah. No, it's good. But that's what I did, and I did a poem there called. They asked me to write something basically about the climate change issue, because COP26 is like the conference, the yearly conference that the United Nations have about the climate. So they have it, and then it's different country every year. That year that I was doing it, we went to Scotland. That's where they were having it. And then they asked me to write about like climate change, coastal erosion and stuff.
You recited it in front of them?
Yeah, no, not all the politicians. That was a different room, but in the event, you know? Yeah. And then, so that was all about, it was called Welcome to the Anthropocene. And it was all about like, I don't know, the planet dying, and also the fact that it's not our fault. And the people that really can save us are not doing fuck all about it. So I don't give a fuck about no bamboo, straw, like...
cup or whatever.
Not,
Yeah. That's
you
what
know
you said.
I mean? I told them.
I don't give a no fucking bamboo. I don't want no bamboo straw. If you know to do what you're doing, I'm drinking out what I want to drink out of. That's what you say. Yeah?
Well, it's to the extent like I will try my best, but it's the fact that you put so much guilt onto us and so much responsibility onto us to save the planet and to make these little changes, which of course help. But really, when there's huge energy and oil companies doing whatever the hell they want to make more profit, and killing the planet in the process, then it's not me that you're gonna blame for the polar bears who got no home now. That's not my fault. Do you know what I mean? Like, don't look at me.
I'm dead.
I'm just trying to pay bills, bro.
Where are you now then?
Where am I now in terms of political?
No, in terms of your poetry. So, like, are you? Because we're talking. You said you started off political.
Yeah.
Like, I could say I started off in love.
Yeah.
So, but I want to know where you. I'm not in love anymore. I don't write nothing about love anymore.
Really? Yeah. Why?
I think it's corny.
Okay.
I think it's corny. I mean, I will save it for the person that I'm romantically involved with. I don't wanna make I don't I don't want to make other people's knickers wet. I'm not interested. I'm sorry I had to laugh before I said that. But you know, like, and I mean that in the most respectful way. It's like, when I do my poetry, and I do poetry, and I get reaction, I like reactions.
Yeah.
When I hear people do like sexual poetry, I've got a few sexual poems as well, but I choose not to perform them kind of things. Because everyone's like, ooh, say it again, oh my God, oh, all of that stuff. I'm just, miss me with that. I don't want none of that. I don't want none of that. And then because I feel like it's stereotypical for me. The way I look. I'm a black man. The way I look, everything, my demeanor, you expect that shit to come out my mouth. Like, yeah, I want to fuck you, I want to do this, I want to do that, or I'm the best in bed, or I love you and I'll make love. And I feel like you expect it to come out my mouth. So I stopped myself a long time ago from going down that road. I've got loads of poems that are like that because it's not easy because poetry is part, there's poetry in everything. But I choose not to perform those poems. But let's talk about you. We'll get back to me after to you.
Where we are now.
Yeah, where we are now.
Can I
Yes.
for a rebuttal, he talks about love quite a lot in some, not quite a lot, but in a, not
Okay.
that kind of sexual
Not sexual love then.
love for food.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's go on. Go on.
No, that's your way of expressing love.
So,
yeah.
There's different ways to express love.
Definitely, but I mean, it's a sexual one.
Yeah,
it's a kind of like this because we could talk about the things we could do in the bedroom, the things we want done in the bedroom, the way women look, the way women taste and sound, and there's all sorts of things. Poetry, to me, originated as a language of love, as a way for people to construe their emotions from a man to a woman. That same old stuff you're talking about, that's what I learned from the old stuff. This is how you can chat to someone and you can tell them, I love you, I love your hair, your eyes, your fingernails, the way you breathe, your smell, the way you taste, when I know you're coming, all these kind of things. It's the language of poetry. To me is a language of love, whatever you're loving. Do you get what I'm saying? But like I said, because... and not being a dickhead, I find it really easy to write poetry. I don't want to be cliche and just be every minute. It's like I'm trying to get into someone's underwear or something. Like, it's like that's what you're using it for. I'd rather get into your head or into your heart and like make you and change your way of thinking or into your emotions. You know what I mean? That's if you listen to my poetry, you understand.
I've heard it. I like the one about food because I've not heard many poems about food, and I like that.
Yeah, I write about everything. I write about everything. Yeah,
I like that. It's good.
The battle one.
No, the one about eating fast food and stuff.
The battle.
Is that the same one?
That's the battle.
Yeah, that one.
I'm in a battle between my belly and my brain.
Yeah, see, that's me every day.
It's crazy, right?
No, relatable shit.
It's insane. That it's my appetite I have to fight. It's not right, but it's apparent to me. This battle rages throughout humanity. Some are winning, many are losing. Body abusing, piling on pounds. They have no hope of losing. Every year. Flavors are enhanced. Party time, fiesta in my mouth, my tongue the floor, on my taste bud, my flavors dance, delighting me, confusing me, sugar coma. I'm in a trance. I'm gonna eat till there's no more, till I'm no more. I know it's wrong, but it tastes so right. Freshly baked bread. I'm having chicken tonight. Nando's, McD's, Five Guys, Hot Wings, Pizza Hut.
Yeah.
Feed me, little shop. I can't remember the rest. I know I can't remember the rest though, but it goes on and on and on.
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah,
that is mad interesting.
Yeah, so
yes.
we get.
Where am I now? Yeah.
Because you. Okay, let me get. You spoke about our ex.
An ex, did I?
You spoke about your ex-partner on stage. You don't remember that
on
poem?
stage?
Yeah, the poem.
Right now, I was like,
no. We're gonna go there.
I was like, wow.
No, but you said that this was inspired by something. Situation.
Yeah.
And you gave it to us that day. That was when you gave it to us.
Yeah.
So talk to me about how you use your poetry, what you use it for, and I want to know about that poem as well. What happened there as well?
We can get into it, but in general, like how I use it's much less political in this, but it's more personal to me, my development, my growth as a person, things that for me, in like that example, for example, that breakup track, it was a complete release. Like everything I wanted to say that I could never just say to them, like they would never accept it, they would never hear me out, they would never whatever. And like everything from built up throughout the relationship, that was where I let it out. And I wrote that all in like one sitting, just on the edge of my bed. I didn't move. I just type. And normally I write pen to paper, but that one was just like, straight out. And I think it was just like, oh, if I could breathe after that. Because it was kind of like, I don't have to get through to you. I don't have to prove this point to you. I don't have to fight you on this anymore. Like, this is exactly what it is for me. And people will hear that when I perform it. And I've had loads of people come up to me after performing that and be like, that's exactly the position I'm in now. And I just don't know, I don't feel like I have the strength to get out of it. And I'm proud of you. Get out of it. Just get the fuck out of it. Trust me.
This is the inspirational part of you.
Yeah, it's working. It's working. I'm glad that it also resonates with people. But yeah, that now my poetry is kind of like, it's a kind of a way of me checking in with myself that I'm not that good at doing without it. Like the real stuff, like how I feel about certain things or situations and stuff like that. Like on a day-to-day basis, if you ask me how are you, like I'm good. I don't really know until I get into it. Do you know what I mean? And that for me is a real good way to like check in with myself. If you give me a topic, okay, like me and my friend, we'd be writing a lot at the moment, and it's just, what's the word for today? Like, how are you feeling? I don't know how I'm feeling. Okay, let's write about that. And then it's kind of like, and it's almost journaling in its own way, right? Journaling, how to tell, everyone's on that kind of thing now. And how people tell you to journal and to get it out one way or another. And I've always been that kind of person in general. Like as a kid, if I was upset about something, everyone was gonna know, like, Mum, and then they did this, and you know what I mean? Like I was so open, and like I didn't care. I just wanted you to know, like, I'm pissed off right now. I don't like this. I don't, whatever. I was so expressive, and then like I just needed to find a way to organize all of that chaos and to express it in a way that was gonna be constructive and not just complaining all the time. Do you know what I mean? Like there's a message in this, and there's a point in this, and there's a lesson in this, and like how do I get that in, extract that and then put it into something that was actually, and it's good because for me it does feel healing in the sense that like I'm taking very painful things and making something like great out of them, something that people can use and hear and relate to, and it might wake something up in their mind and be like, oh yeah, that's how I feel, but I didn't know it until I hear those words. You know what I mean?
Do you use it yourself as well? I do know what you mean.
Yeah.
Do you use it yourself as well?
Use it myself in what do you mean?
It's like when you go back, like let's just say you sat down and wrote the whole poem on the edge of the bed. You could go back to that poem, read it, and it can remind you of the time you wrote the whole poem in the bed, what you was going through, the strength you had, the strength you possess now, that process that you can use to help yourself through stuff. So it brings back to the forefront of your mind so many different things, so many coping mechanisms. And to me, it's a coping mechanism. It is. And you go back and realise your power, your strengths, because sometimes you can forget. And it just, when I read my poems, it reminds me about. That's what I have to ask about you. I find myself talking to you, I'm making a lot of comparisons. I don't do that, but it's like...
And I think I'm the same. It does help me, especially at that time, like in that specific example of writing all of that kind of stuff after a breakup. And then, you know how a breakup is, innit? You have your weak moments, you have your strong moments. And I think that was always a good reminder, like, okay, you know what, that's how you feel. That's your truth and it's valid. And then like, it's a good reminder to myself of why I'm doing what I'm doing. What is the point of even saying this? Or why am we right now have broken up with this person? Why the fuck did I just do that? Do you know what I mean? And it's like, oh no, that's why. It's a pinpoint, like that moment in time. Like,
that's
this
exactly
is how I feel, and this is why it's important to me. But then sometimes again, you know, emotions are fluid, and I feel like even with that whole album I wrote and released, like it was really great.
I still haven't heard this album, you know.
Where do I get it? Sleeping on it, all platforms.
Sorry.
No, it's fine.
It's on all platforms.
It's on all platforms. Everywhere.
Google it, please. Let me see it now.
But yeah, so like with that album, it was great because after this whole breakup, I was really like on a high. I was getting my power back. I was like, yeah, like okay, cool. Like immediately, my life changed. Like my life a year ago was not where I'm at now because I was so much more isolated. My life had changed. I just finished uni in Brighton, and then I moved back, and then I moved into London, and then I didn't have any of my own people around me anymore. I wasn't feeling to be creative. I was just a bit lost. I was just kind of in this really not healthy relationship. And, you know, that kind of affected me to a point where it was just kind of like, literally as soon as I broke up with this person, my life just took off again. And it was like, oh my God, okay, I still exist. I'm still, do you know what I mean? Like I can still have my own life and do things, and I'm not just attached to this situation and this person anymore. So it was really an instant change.
Let's put a pin in that. You said a lot of people came up to you and said we're in the same situation.
Yeah.
And there's 2 bits of advice I want you to get from you, but this is the first one. What would be your advice to someone who's in a situation that they don't think they should be in,
Yeah.
or they're not happy in,
Yeah.
or they feel like they're being weighed down, or they can't, or in a situation they can't actually comprehend? What's your advice to them? Like,
My advice would be, I'd say don't ignore yourself. Like, you know what is right for yourself. And if you're not feeling completely happy and whatever in a relationship or in that specific situation, the best thing you can do is to listen to yourself. But the best advice that I got at that time, and the only thing that really, really helped, was because like for a long time I was really thinking about leaving and I just didn't want it. And for a long time I resented it because I was just like, I felt stuck in it. Like I couldn't get out of that situation because of many things and how it was going to affect this person and how they would react and all of these kind of things. But my best friend, he gave me such great advice, and it was so simple. It was just, this is literally going to be the hardest part. Trust me. And I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean? And he was like, no, I promise you, just get in, just telling it, I don't want to do this anymore. It will be the hardest thing. And everything after that, it'll be easy. You'll be flying. And it really worked. I didn't believe him at the time. And it was literally that day I broke up with him. I was like, okay, fuck it. Let's do it. And everything after that was fine. You know what I mean? Even though we still had arguments here and there, we still we go back and forth.
Yeah.
It was
free for
fine. I was
yeah.
free, but it was just like that, getting over that first hurdle. So that advice, it's not from me, but it's from me.
Yeah. You used it, so it worked for you. So it works for you.
Yeah.
The second piece of advice I want from you is for, we still got some more time. We might even bleed into the other person's time because I'm enjoying the conversation. Who knows? What advice would you give to young ladies who are watching the proverbial bar of beauty go this way and that way, 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 that way, this way, that way, this way. What would your advice be to them for themselves in this ever-changing society that everyone's worried about how they look, which it doesn't really matter, you know? I would say before you start, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So what works for one person don't necessarily work for another person anyway. So don't model yourself against other people. But you as a woman and as a young woman, what would your advice be to the other young women out there? Colour, creed, doesn't matter where you're from, about self-worth and self what kind of word, what's the other word, self-worth and self-esteem.
Self-esteem, man, it is a big one. I think it's easier to love yourself when there's not other people involved in that conversation with yourself. Do you know what I mean? When it's not like, oh, but that person has this and this person, it's like if you can find a way to ignore all of that and to shut that out and just think, okay, what do I like about myself? What do I not like about myself? And like, there's things you can change, there's things you can't. And those things you can't change are the ones you need to accept first. But also I think even in school, it's like a very weird little community where everything matters so much in that space. Like as a kid, even in being in school, like these guys like these guys and yeah.
But I was going to say, when you're kids, we don't know half of the shit we think we know. We don't know. We think we know. We don't. It's like the blind leading the blind. But go on.
No, it is exactly. But that's my point. And I feel like everything for me changed when I left school, and I realized like you literally can be whoever the hell you want to be. You know what I mean? And like it's not like in school you're growing up, and it's like almost like there's a spotlight on you and how your body's changing and how you're growing up and who's hot and sexy and who's with this fittest boy in the year or whatever. Like people would do ratings of each other. It's a very toxic environment to grow up in. And I think when you leave that and you enter the real world and you start becoming an adult and realizing that actually no one gives a fuck. Like if they don't like me, that's fine. It wasn't gonna work anyway. But do you know what I mean? It's kind of like, as long as I'm happy in myself, the right person, it will come. And it doesn't have to be the biggest lie they will teach you in school. Not the school will teach you. The school's not teaching us shit. But I mean like our friends and like the culture. The biggest lie the culture will teach you is that you have to look and be a certain way. And if you're not that, then you're nothing. So just forget about all of that.
Forget about all of that.
Fuck all of it.
Let me add some cream on and some icing on it. Forget about all of that. The best person you can understand is yourself. Find yourself. Understand what makes you tick, like you said. Know what you like. Know what you can change, what you can't change. Don't change it, like you said.
Yeah.
Find out what makes you tick.
Yeah.
And then stick to that. Don't eat someone else's
Just
cake.
ignore
Make
it,
your own
man.
cake.
Yeah. And also, do you know what? Actually, the
cake
biggest
again.
that is.
You don't love a bit of cake, innit?
Of course you do, and
Come
you
on.
had good cake at your shows, actually.
Come on. You have that one.
Yeah.
Momo.
But, what was I gonna say? Oh no.
No, tell them about the cake on my shows. Tell them about the cake on my shows.
Cake. It was the cherry. What was it cherry bakewell?
The Cherry Baker one.
I've
You're
never
cussing it.
thought
You're
about
cussing
it.
it. God damn. Listen,
was
come to the poet
delicious.
behind the mic.
Come.
There's a barbecue.
Jerk
What chicken?
wings.
What chicken though?
Oh,
You didn't make the
stop
chicken.
it.
Have
Those
the
are my
chicken.
favourite
Come on.
wings.
Come
Even
on.
my
No.
mum loves
was
those
to say
wings.
that.
She came to
I was
ask,
to say
where did
that.
he buy those wings? They were so good.
Yemi phoned me after the event and she goes, where did you buy those wings? I goes, they're halal, they're from the halal shop. Yeah, and we just cook them. No, but what halal shop?
Exactly, specifically. And she knew why, because when I gave it to her, she tried the wing and she was like, yeah. You can tell it's good chicken because the bone it doesn't break easily. Like you can tell this is good
chicken.
meat. Like, I was like,
Bless her.
whatever.
Bless her.
But yeah, come through to the shows, man. The best food.
Yeah,
And
the
the
poetry behind the mic,
The
come
poetry's
through.
great too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Where was we, man? We digressed because of chicken and cake.
I was saying the biggest thing. Just let me fix my nose ring. The biggest thing. Wow. I've forgotten it. I've forgotten it.
So we were talking to the young ladies about
We were
them,
talking
about them self-esteem and that kind of stuff, wasn't we?
Yeah.
And to know yourself.
It was to know yourself. Oh, it was such a good point as well, but I lost it.
So
It'll
you'll
come
find
back
it
to me.
again. You'll find it again.
It'll
Grab a
come back
card.
to me. It will come back to me.
Grab
Get
a
a
card. Grab a card, any card.
Okay.
What you got?
Oh, I hate this question.
You'll turn it over. You don't have to ask it. You can ask me it if you
I
want.
can ask you.
If you hate it that much. Really? Go on then.
Okay, go on. Ready?
Here comes the bus. Boom. Got hit by the bus. Go on.
Okay, tell me something no one knows about you.
Tell you something no one knows about me. When I was young, I was so craven at my cousin's house. And I haven't seen my cousins for like about 30 years. At my cousin's house, I was picking plums off the thing, but I got stung on my tongue by a bee. And my tongue fell up. I thought I was gonna dead, but I didn't die. But it was really bad. It was really bad. I wasn't over 10. I was under 10. It was really bad. Really
Oh my
bad.
god.
I've always been
that was
gluttonous.
a nice and light answer.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. So then mine can be like, I did ice skating.
Yeah, I mean,
I was an ice skater.
Yeah, so get the fuck out of here, man.
It's true.
Get my card, man. I don't care if you was an ice skater.
true.
Man. Get another card, my friend.
Okay.
Try You should have put that out first.
Yeah.
I was an ice skater.
Ooh. Okay, what's your earliest childhood memories?
There you go. Bam.
What are my earliest childhood
Bam.
memories?
We need a poem before you go. You know that. I hope you'll be thinking of a poem.
yeah, okay.
And not one that's as long as the poster.
Yeah.
I want a
No,
good
no,
one,
short
but not as long as the.
short
It
one.
doesn't be short, but not as long as the poster.
Okay, yeah, I'll think about that. One of my earliest childhood memories, probably like family gatherings, like this nose ring, man.
That's your business. You only put in your nose.
I know. I'll die.
How many piercings do you have?
A lot. Not as many as a lot of people, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And that's it.
9. You sure?
Yeah. 2,
Right.
6.
Okay.
I think so.
Right. You think so?
Yeah, no, that is it. That's it.
All right, cool. Because you're like, 9. She's like,
9.
9.
My earliest childhood memories, I was saying family gatherings, like that was always so exciting for us as kids because we had a lot of like our Ethiopian family friends that we grew up with.
Where are they from?
As in like,
It's Africa, isn't it?
yeah, Ethiopia.
Oh, Kenya! I have to say again, yeah! You didn't see, you know what I'm talking about.
That's too funny. But yeah, so they're Ethiopian, obviously. And yeah, we grew up and I remember like those used to be the best times, like around Christmas time. Everyone like would come to our house and my house is not that big, but we just squeeze everyone in. And that was like probably one of our favorite memories as a kid.
What would you say the difference is in... It's a funny question. But you know this, because they're both... I've lived in both. I come from both. I actually come from both. But what's the difference between like... I won't sing it this time, but I'm going to sing it again before we finish. What's the difference between African cultures and English cultures.
Oh my
I
god.
know that whole coming in the house, and everyone's on top of each other, but that's good for us. That's fun for
Yeah.
us. That's family for us.
Yeah.
Like you learn, like hey, my auntie's coming around, you're sleeping on the floor.
Yeah.
Cool. You can't say shit. I
It
know.
is what it
They're
is.
taking your bed. You know, like
yeah.
that happens. So
There's so many differences. Like I remember even my mom growing up, her favorite line used to be like, don't get me confused for your white friend's parents. You think I'm like them? We're not like
Bars.
them. Da, 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 da. Like she used to so serious about that. But it was like
what used to make her say that?
it was like, I don't know, things like drinking. Like in my house, no one drinks. I'm the only one. And we have some foster brothers.
Alcohol.
They drink. Yeah.
Okay.
Talking about alcohol, like it's not, I mean, she's not necessarily against it, but she just genuinely doesn't like it. But obviously being drunk and stuff, like that's a whole different ball game.
You got foster brothers.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
foster family,
To go-
foster carers.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and so yeah, a lot of that kind of stuff, going out for sleepovers, absolutely not. Like, she's gonna do background check on everyone in that house. Like,
Serious?
yeah, it was impossible. I remember my
That's a
first
good thing,
time.
though.
I went for I asked my mom, can I go for a sleepover? I was like 13, and it was my friend, my white friend, and she had a nice house, like really nice area, blah blah blah. And I was asking my mom. My mom was like, "Oh, I don't know." She was like, "Okay, I have to meet her mom first. She should meet her mom." And then she asked, "Oh, who's in the house?" Okay. Now she knows. And then when I'm asking her, I remember she told me that the whole night, because obviously being a single parent, she didn't have anyone to like debate that with. So she's Googling like, should I let my 13-year-old go for a sleepover? Like, should I all night?
Yeah, oh, bless
and I
her.
went, and I had a great time, and it was fine. But
Bless
obviously,
her.
again, this is what it is to be the guinea pig as well. Like,
Yeah, she
now
was
it's
finding
not,
out.
but
She was a
she
guinea.
had
She
to
was
learn.
learning
Yeah.
herself as well.
Exactly, and I had to give her that grace. But yeah, so a lot of different things like that. Sleepovers were not a thing. Like going out to parties. Like eventually, my mum. I'd joke in the house that we whitewashed her.
What?
We whitewashed her.
You whitewashed her.
Yeah, it's just a joke, but it's like, thank you. But it's like over time, she did become a little bit more lenient with us.
Yeah.
You know, because obviously it is kind of like the strict African parent to not. I knew it was coming at one point. And yeah. So we kind of over time she became a little bit more lenient, and I think maybe it was a good thing that we kind of had to challenge her in that sense, and then she kind of had to work out what was okay. But it's a case by case basis. It's not like, oh yeah, go off on a sleepover and whatever. But all of the things my friends have the freedom to do, like getting back late, all of those things, completely, absolutely not. And like even I don't know, everything about our family and being Ethiopian and everything about that was God. Like God is such a big part in all of that. It's always in every conversation. It's always like the one thing that they always come back to. Whereas like when my friends would go out and stuff, and like even if they had family gatherings, like that would not even be a topic of conversation. Like, what do you mean God? Like, do you know what I mean? Like they don't know nothing about that.
You know, Ethiopians are very proud people.
Oh yeah, very proud.
So where are you? You're proud too. No. Why do you feel that? Is because you're first generation here?
Yeah, probably. I think I
No,
found...
but you don't understand, yeah. Like even you don't understand. You've got your country in your blood, in your
absolutely.
veins. When you talk, your mannerisms, you got
Yeah.
your thing from your mum. So if you're saying you're proud,
No,
you
yeah.
might not
I
realize
try
it.
not to be.
You're proud.
I tried not to
Yeah,
be.
but you are proud. No, but you're proud. You carry yourself well.
Yeah.
That's
And
what pride is.
to a
Not
certain
not
extent.
pride, not arrogance.
Yeah.
Pride.
But exactly. But then I think proud in ways is good. Like I've always kind of struggled to celebrate myself and my big wins and to be proud of myself. It's always kind of like the goalpost is always moving. Like, yeah, okay, I did something great, but I'm thinking about what I've got to do next week or whatever. So I've never really stopped in that sense. But then also the reason I say no to being proud is because like I think growing up I've seen a lot of flaws in Ethiopian pride, and I've seen it in a lot of like my aunties and like just a little beef they get into, like a little like this very irritation. It's very like it's all based on how you present yourself. Do you know what I mean? And like no one wants anyone to say anything wrong about you. No one wants you to see. Even my mom has always been saying like she never wants to be seen as a single mother. Like God is my provider. I've never been alone. But even for that was a big battle for her, because in the Ethiopian community they don't really be divorcing like that. A lot of them have been together, their parents, for a long time. And like, yeah, just that tradition is very close to their heart, and like just presenting as someone who has got their shit together, even though no one has. But
but then to swallow to swallow the same porridge pill or doo-doo pie every day just because you want other people to be okay is not good. So your mum done the right thing. Do you get what I'm saying?
Right, oh yeah, exactly.
No, I'm saying because some people not like, and I don't want to cast aspersions to anyone's life or anything, but some people, because of the heritage and the thing, oh no, you have to stay there. She'll stay. Some people stay in abusive relationships. Some people stay where they're not happy.
It's true. It's
just
true.
because of that pride.
And
so it
I
doesn't
wanted
make
that to happen.
Yeah,
really. I remember that. It was kind of like, I just wanted to be happy, and this is not it. So it was like, but I'm sure that like my mum, in the same way, I feel like I've always kind of been slightly different from people. I think my mum has that as well, especially in the Ethiopian.
Are you like your mum though?
Huh?
You said it on stage. You like your mum.
Yeah, I'm exactly like my mum.
It's good.
It is good.
It's good. It's good.
It
It's
is
good.
good. I'm really happy about it.
Pick another card.
Okay.
I'm gonna black this window because all you're doing is looking at yourself in the mirror.
Yeah, I don't know why. I think it's just the reflection.
Because you're beautiful, but
Okay,
we're here to have an
it's not
interview.
about
Stop
me,
looking
it's
at the
not about
thing,
me.
lad. Well, I'm
It's not about
TB.
me. I just need a different like focus point when it's not you.
Yeah.
Like, that's in front
So
of
I'm
me.
not
What
good
am I
enough to
gonna
focus.
say?
Ross, Clark, bro. What am I gonna
I'm
do,
coming back
bro?
to you, I'm coming back to
You
you.
come back here, cheers.
Ah, what a horrible question.
Yeah, this serves you right. Answer it. No,
Oh.
man, give me my card, man. Life talks, yeah. What's the worst thing you've ever done? And I allow you. I allow you.
What is the
Because
worst
you
thing
went to a
I've
Catholic
ever
school, I don't want to get you in trouble. Your mum will be on the show soon. So I allow you.
No comment.
I'm allowing her. I'm allowing you.
Thanks.
All right, I'll pick the next question.
go.
Okay. If
Yeah.
you were an animal,
Love this.
what animal would you be
Yep.
and why?
Okay, immediately, lioness.
Immediately.
Immediately.
You know where they come from?
Lioness.
Ah! Kenya, Africa.
Yeah.
You're getting it.
Yeah. And the Ethiopian word is ambessa.
Ambassa.
Ambessa. Yeah.
Ambessa.
It's a beautiful word, but lioness, and that's something. It's like a.
Oh,
royal
ambassa
thing.
is a word for
Lion.
lioness. Lion. Say it
Yeah.
again.
Ambessa.
Ambessa.
Yeah.
I learned something new today. Thank you.
Ambessa. But yeah. So exactly, but lioness. That's a running theme, right? Like that's gone from my grandma, my mum's mum, and then she's always kind of carried that with her and taught my mum. If you're gonna be anything, be a lioness. You're a protector of your own. You're also like. I think there's something about the being a lioness is a different kind of strength. There's pride in there too.
You're in a pride.
Yeah, exactly.
The
You're in a
sisterhood.
pride. Yeah, the sisterhood. But I think, yeah, and then that's something that, like, that tenacity you were saying, I think that is of a lioness. And my mum has been that, and I've also always identified with that. So, yeah, that's my animal. What would yours be?
Me.
Yeah.
Look at this girl asking me my own questions. Wizard. I like that. Well, yours, but you're sick, you know. I'm confused. Maybe, I don't know. A dragon.
Oh, why?
A dragon.
Fire in your
because
belly.
Dragons are mythical creatures. You know, there's creatures that are they're mythical creatures.
Yeah.
The amount of shit I've seen and done, it's a mystery why I'm still alive. To me, I don't know how I survived all the stuff I've survived. And when I need to, I've managed to breathe fire. When I need to, I fly. I'm supposed to be dead about how much time, so I really should set the cat. I've got 9 lives, but a dragon, and I've got a dragon tattoo here, so that's why.
do you?
Yeah. I've got a couple still, but yeah, a dragon. I think that's the bit. I love them. I just like them. I just like what they embody
are
and
cool.
everything. Yeah. I've got a
I like
Japanese dragon on here though.
Nice.
Yeah, dragon. Yeah.
All right then. That's good.
Poetry.
Poetry. Well, as in, do a poem?
As in, yeah.
Yeah.
You ready for that, or you want to do more questions?
Good. Let's do some more questions.
Some more questions. Oh, yes, okay, go on then. You got some more questions from there. You can ask me anything that comes into your head as well. You know that,
I
right?
could ask you.
You can ask me. I might not answer.
Pet hates.
Pet hates.
Oh. It's like this one. I actually have so many that it's like
Bring
where
them
do I
out.
start?
Bring them out.
Where
Bring
do I
them out.
start?
Bring them out. Bring them
Pet
out.
hates like the fact that we have to pay for water. What the fuck? Do you know what I mean?
Bullshit.
It is bullshit. Like,
Bullshit.
70-80% of the world is water and I'm paying.
Yeah.
Don't be silly.
Fuck that. About the same amount your body is that as well.
Yeah.
To a blood clot.
It's crazy. Actually.
Yeah. And you're paying.
It's wild. But anyway, that's not really a pet hate. Pet hate, like things people do. Can you give me an example of yours? Like, what would you?
Yeah, people cough, don't cover their mouth.
Oh,
You open the
yeah.
door for them, they don't say thank you. They never ask me to open the door, but they don't say thank you. You say good morning, people look at you like you're crazy. Like, if you're a black man, you get on the train, people they don't want to sit next to you. I can go on all day, baby.
Yeah.
Like
You're really
girls,
just coming
girls
up
who,
with them.
yeah, no, it's the truth. Girls who dress in a certain way or carry themselves in a certain way. I'm not saying you're supposed to be oogled on the thing, but someone just like pays you a compliment or something. You're like, oh, like what's that?
What is that?
What is that? You dress nice or you look nice, and people are gonna pay attention. We're human beings. Even if you don't dress to have that attention paid to you, sometimes a man might look at you or show interest or say hi or just show you attention. Not everybody's trying to get in your underwear. So I have to also appreciate that certain things happen to me on a regular basis. However, if someone's just saying to you good evening or good morning or you look nice.
Yeah.
Like when you're like,
Yeah.
like that just like, oh my God.
Yeah,
like it's just so
yeah.
like it's just so infuriating for me. Like I'm just, why did I even bother to give you a compliment? Or why? Because I genuinely see the beauty in all people.
Yes.
Like men, women, children, everything. I see beauty in all people. I see a lot of ugly people out there too. People can be beautiful but make themselves ugly.
No, it's true.
You know that?
Yeah.
They can do that
I know
easy.
what you mean.
But like, when you see someone beautiful, you just want to give them a compliment, just give them some good energy, but they're just not ready to receive it. Like, I'm not angry with them, it's just a pet hate.
Yeah, I hear it. It's just like, oh, why did I bother?
Yeah. It's a pet hate.
Pet hates. Literally, where do I start? Oh my gosh.
See, chop them. I just gave you a few, girl.
Pet hates. Like, I do agree with people when they don't say thank you. Just rude people, especially because I drive. So I don't like people who are rude in that sense. Pet hates.
You ain't got none. If you can't tell me none, you ain't got none. He's there
I got
thinking like
plenty, but it's like when it happens, I'm like, oh, I hate it. But then it's
examination
like,
question, is it?
yeah, no, I think it is. It's like my brain cannot recollect all of these things that I hate.
Oh, you
Because
know,
it's
I-
just like, in the moment, it's just like, oh,
I
and
hate
then,
when people are talking to you like, listen, but no.
nah.
You know what? Listen.
Yeah, but that would be annoying for anyone,
Yes,
isn't it?
yeah, some people don't
But
mind
that's
it.
not something that came to my mind because it only just happened, and then I was like, oh yeah, I hate that. But I clock it when I'm in the moment. Yeah, so I can't answer that question. Yeah, I know, it's true.
The next guest is somewhere around.
Oh, mate.
Oh, mate.
If you had one wish, yeah, what would it be?
If I had one wish. Whose song is that? Is someone's song in it? I can't think. Whose song is it?
I don't remember.
No, someone's song. It was Ray J or someone. Yeah, see, one wish. It wouldn't be Kim. One wish. Did you get that?
What would be my one wish? What would be my one wish? My one wish. My
I wish you'd hurry up.
wish. Huh?
Nothing. Did you hear what I said?
No, what did you say?
I said I wish you'd hurry up. I was just joking.
I'm taking even longer now. I'm taking my time.
I can
I
tell.
wish maybe like I want my one wish. Yeah, I've promised my mum since I was younger.
Oh,
because
bless
also
you. Bless
She
you.
doesn't like. Well, obviously she likes that I'm a creative or whatever, but she didn't like the financial status that comes with, which is broke. So,
Not for long.
Not for long, and that's exactly what I believe. So in that process, I've always promised her I will buy her like a cottage out in Cornwall.
Easy.
She wants on the beach.
You better start fucking working hard.
I've been working,
A
but
cottage from poetry.
That's
Yeah,
how
that's
I
how you can
wish.
do that.
That's how
Oh, that's your one wish. To buy her the cottage.
yeah, I want her to be happy. I want her to have somewhere of her own to settle down and to.
I'm your home.
We're a house of women, innit? And in that we're a house of providers in ourselves. We never look to no man for nothing. And so I think I'm very confident that I have that same energy about myself and like.
I'd love to come to
supply
your house,
for
but I'd also
myself.
be scared to come to your house.
Why? Because the house of women.
The house of women, yeah.
Yeah, but we've also got the Foster brothers. So
Yeah, but your mum like, who are you? What? So.
yeah, no, she's welcome.
Spotlight.
No, yeah, she definitely will.
You're the guy who does the poetry.
Yeah, you'll meet her, man. You'll meet
I
her.
met her, but I never actually met her.
No, but you'll meet her.
And she comes to
She's
the
coming here,
podcast.
innit?
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
That'd be nice. Fill up a card.
How would you describe yourself?
That's you know. These questions are not for me.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking about it. So I would describe myself probably social chameleon, social butterfly,
Social butterfly, social chameleon.
social. Yeah, I feel like I can interact with a lot of different kinds of people.
You're versatile.
Yeah, and that was always like I think it was because I had to assimilate for so long, and now it's become my superpower. Where it's like, yeah, I
You
can
got
do that.
superpowers too.
Yeah, I got superpowers. You didn't know?
I knew. I knew. But this is why people are saying you're their role model.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. These are the things that are coming out of you that they're seeing and this, but you're now proclaiming yourself. Yeah.
Yeah. Next one.
Yeah, social butterfly. I like that. Go on.
If you were a colour, what and why?
You put out some good pictures, good ones, man. Get to know who you are. Go on.
If I was a colour, I would say green. Green.
Why?
That's my favourite colour in general. That is just, I never had a favourite colour before green. Yeah, it's an earthy colour, but it's also quite underrated, I think. It's quite like, at first glance, like, I don't think it's people's like normal, they would go straight to pick it. Like, it would be, I don't know, pink or something, blue. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're funny. Bro.
Feels like a laid back one, you know, just chilling in the corner.
What do you think they do?
Underestimated.
I feel like, yeah. Look behind you.
Yeah, it's green. I know, I saw it.
Yeah. What would you say the difference between black and white people is?
Ooh.
Or if there is a difference, because remember, I'm asking you this question from the position of you coming from an Eritrean house.
Ethiopian and Eritrean,
Sorry,
yeah.
Ethiopian Eritrean.
It's the same, yeah.
Okay, Ethiopian house, but then going to a predominantly white Catholic school. And so you're seeing, and then because you've got, you know, like you've got the family events where you see you've got people up on the house, you've got maybe people from back home that you're meeting that live under that bracket.
Yeah,
and you've
yeah,
got people from over here live under this bracket, and you was born here and then you lived outside of the house, lived at uni and that stuff. So you seeing the best of both worlds. I think you're a social chameleon because some people, they don't know, they couldn't be in an arena and be comfortable and still, you know.
Yeah.
But you've worked across all of them, and your event was fucking amazing. By the way,
I'm glad.
your event was really, really good.
Thank you. Yeah, we have got open mic section. We called it the wild card slots.
The wild card slots.
And then
how do you
can
pick them
sign
out?
up.
Or something?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll have to sign up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so sign up. Sign up.
Then rig the
There you go. Don't tell them on the camera, though.
I'm joking.
No, we're not joking.
joking.
Be like that. God, let's
I'm
get back to black and white
joking,
people.
but
What's
yeah,
what's
black and white people. That's
in
a
your
big
opinion?
question, man.
I know, and we're not talking. I'm not talking like racism. Like, racism is a whole nother fucking kettle of fish.
Yeah, it's enough.
I'm just saying because like I don't want to ask the question for you. I want you to ask the question yourself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. The difference, I mean, it's just cultural differences, isn't it? Like, for me growing up and, like, having white friends they were just a lot more free to do whatever they wanted. And I think it wasn't necessarily, maybe there was less fear. Like, they've grown up here, like, their parents have grown up here. They know how everything works. Like, maybe it's that is the difference in that sense. Because, like, with my mum, you're coming here, this is your first time at 19, and then you have to work everything out by trial and error by yourself. And like, when that's you doing it for yourself, it's one thing, but then when you've got kids in the picture, like, you're not going to take no risks. Do you know what I mean? Like, when it was her that was going to
Every
suffer,
risk you
it was
take,
fine.
make a mistake is a problem for you.
Yeah, because yeah. So then that probably is it. But I mean, in other sense, there isn't always a difference. Like, there's cultural differences, but I think in people, like, some of my best friends from that school, like, there's no difference. We're same people. You know what I mean? But it's just like,
That's what I was looking for.
yeah,
And that's the truth.
Everyone's blood runs red, innit?
Yeah, but
It's
not
what it
even
is.
that. There's like, you know, there's people, for me that I know, they're white, but I'm like, no, you're black. You know, you're African.
Do you know what I
You're
mean?
African. No, I
Yeah.
don't care. You might look white, but you're actually African.
Yeah.
And these black people, I'm like, no, you're white.
Yeah.
You're like, no,
Yeah.
you're white. You know
Yeah,
what I
I
mean?
hear
That's
that, I
everything
hear
you do.
that.
No, that's English. You're not. Don't even try that. Yeah, don't try to pull the wheel. And it just is what it is sometimes.
Yeah.
And we're all different colours and creeds and everything, sexuality and all that, but we're all the same.
We're all the same. That's
Good and
it.
bad, happy and sad.
Yeah. And I think that's what the poetry is for. It's just to appeal, for me anyway, is just to appeal to the human experience. So it doesn't matter if you put me in a room of like 50 old white men for a corporate gig, or I'm doing a rap show. Like, for me, I don't care where I am. I have the confidence that what I'm saying is going to land with you because you're part of this human experience the same way I am. So you know what this feeling is, and you know what this means, and you maybe haven't experienced this one thing, but you can also learn from that. So it's kind of like, that's all I care about. It isn't, as much as it might be a bit more uncomfortable for me to go perform in a you know what I mean, 50-year-old white men or whatever.
Actually, I did that. I thought that's the first one.
Yeah, it's a bit like, oh, what am I doing here?
No,
but
yeah.
that's what I have to keep in my mind, and that's my mentality, is like, this is just about being human to human. We're just having a conversation. The rest of it doesn't matter. It's just like, it's all cultural and society, and it will change and it will get, you know what I mean? But block it out. We're all just people going through the same shit. That's it.
You have got wisdom way beyond your age. Like I fucking like you, man.
Thank you.
More than I did before you came down this interview. I don't know how that's even possible, but more.
Good,
Yeah,
good,
more.
I'm
More.
Thank you.
Do you know what poem you're gonna do?
Yes. Okay, so it starts with, I feel like as artists and as people, sometimes we can't help but question what we're doing this all for. Speaking our truth into existence, but who for? Maybe to remind ourselves that when one door closes, it will surely open up a whole lot more. And I guess I'm speaking for my shoulders that haven't been able to rest, for the muscles in my chest that forget to relax, chasing a life, stocking up on stacks. It's taxing, no trust. Maybe we're all just slipping through the cracks. Don't know where we go when we do, but I will meet you there. Let's lose ourselves together in the good and the bad, for they rely on each other like we do. And when I meet you there, I promise you I won't leave you there. Speaking as positive doesn't come easy. God knows I've had my fair share and I'm yet to have more. So I'm speaking for the future me who'll be brought back down to the floor time and time again. It's one thing about life that's sure. But I hope to pick you back up with hope. The peace of knowing that we'll cope. Subvert your hurt, and when you fall, pick yourself back up out the dirt and dust yourself off. It's funny how disguises make you more bait. But is your baggage really worth the weight you carry? Feel like it's better to just forget what they said, get up out your head and listen to your heart instead, and let yourself be read. He said, What is that?
Very satisfying.
What's going on? What's going on here?
That was your definition of my reaction. I can't. You can't define my reaction. Well, you can. Yeah. You're free to. But doesn't make it right, though, does it, sir?
What you got?
I wasn't. It wasn't. The wasn't a satisfaction. The was like the topic, the subject matter. What you was talking about, the things that evoked in me, where your mind was at when you was doing it or whenever you wrote this poem, it's just like, and it's just, I took certain little bits away from it as well. But what the main is for me throughout that was your honesty. Like, it's you in it, and like some people, I find they don't, like, I was guilty of it as well. So before I make this statement, I can say I was guilty of it as well. Because my base was in acting, which you didn't know. My base was in acting. I still act when I can, but
Nice.
I'm more good towards poetry. When I recited my poem, I was like really RP. And you have to say the things like this. My mate was like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
What you do? No, that's what you don't say. That's not you. So that sounded like you.
Yeah.
And this is when I can hear somebody and it's coming from them. It's real. Like, and I'm just saying this. I'm not casting any aspersions to any other poets out there, but some people try and sound like other people. And when you try and sound like other people, you lose a bit of your authenticity. You lose a bit of the oomph, a bit of the taste, the flavour. You won't get the And that's it, you won't get the
Yeah.
So it was authentic. I like that.
I'm glad.
I like that. And I like your style as well.
Yeah, I feel like I wanted it to be conversational, right?
Just turn the cockney at you and I like that.
Yeah, no, that's
like
what
that.
I'm talking about.
It is how he talks. That's how I
That's what I talk. That's me, though.
It is.
That's me all over. I swear. I swear.
From you. It's
Yes,
true.
yes,
Yeah.
You're such a wind up, you. Cool, blimey. God.
But, what was I even saying? Oh, yeah, my conversational approach to poetry, and that was part to do with what I was talking about earlier about school and like how it was just a whole load of shit that I couldn't connect to or understand. Like, if you can't understand it from the jump, like for me, I want to talk how I'm talking so that it's accessible. There's no barrier there. Like, all you need is just a pair of ears and speak English, obviously, but then you'd understand, right? And so that's kind of why I wanted it to just kind of be that way and conversational and just natural, so that it's like anyone can listen to it, and that's me.
Yeah, I think you're amazing. And we're gonna say what I'm gonna do. Could you finish like that? That's me. That's you part one. We do you part two with at least 3 or 4 poems.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Let's do that.
So we're gonna do that.
Yeah,
We're gonna do that in May. So we do that at least 3 or 4 more poems. that was very nice to talk to you, to get to know you. I learned a little bit more about you today, Yemi Yohannes, but I want to learn more.
Yes.
If you want to get at this amazing poet and this lovely young lady, her socials are, over to you.
YEM.II. That's on Instagram. And then Yemi Yohannes on all platforms, and you'll find loads of stuff there.
Back to me.
Back to you.
And she forgot to tell you about the channel that she broadcasts on. Back to you.
Oh, yes. I've started my own company. Thanks for reminding me. I should be knowing. But it's called The Good News Channel, and we're doing shows through that, and different projects, collaborations, everything comes through The Good News Channel. And that's
Say it again.
The Good News Channel, but without the O's. The GD News Channel.
Spell it out. The Good News Channel. Spell it. The Good News Channel. Spell it out now.
From the beginning?
Yeah, the Good News.
THEGDNEWS Channel.
Oh, right. You don't spell channel, but it's okay.
You can work that one out. You know, I can spell it.
Right.
But you're going to have to work
Where
it
you
out.
from?
Where am I from? As in, like, I hate that question. What do you mean, like, country?
Where's your parents from?
Ethiopia.
Where's it in Ethiopia?
Ethiopia.
Where is that?
East Africa.
Oh!
You are such a good guy.
And that's live talk. Yemi Yohannes, I am Fawole, and the wizard.
Thank
I got you in it.
you. You did get me. I was like,